Hey, Brett here. Day one, pose two, Jackknife Blaster. We are working on reversing the effects of sitting all day long. So for Jackknife Blaster, you're going to need a wall. I recommend a thin pillow. So I'm going to get my feet about to the wall. I'm going to, I always do the wrong side first. So let's see. I want to put yes, I'm going to take my right knee and put it to the baseboard. Now, this is where you want the pillow on your foot. But the important thing here is the knee all the way to the baseboard. If the knee is all the way to the baseboard, your knee is protected. That's it. Okay, so now, of course, I'm cut off a little bit, but you might be here, and that's fine. You're getting a hip flexor stretch. All right, now, if you can rise up, that's great. You might be able to get up onto a foot. You can use a bench, a stool. But right there, I'm getting a nice stretch. And so I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it and stick to these props. Alexa, 3-minute timer. So the three principles: wet noodle, muscles stretch better when they're loose. So you don't want the muscle that's being stretched. In this case, my hip flexor and the front of my calf on the right side is primarily where I'm getting the stretch. I want that to be relaxed. I want the rest of me to be relaxed if I can. But notice this arm's not relaxed, but it's locked out. I've got it using the bone structure. So this is actually not too much effort. Also, if you want a little more support, rotate it, knuckles, just these two knuckles. And what that does is I've just medially rotated my hand, medial rotation, which engages the ligamature on the outside of the arm and gives you a little more support. Also, it's a different kind of fatigue. So you can move your hand around to get support and manage to get through these longer poses. Why those two knuckles? Bones. There's no bone structure on the pinky and the ring finger going all the way up. But the other three fingers, sorry, the other two fingers, not the thumb, definitely do. Middle finger, social finger, and the pointer finger. If you want to go a little bit higher, you use a pillow. There we go. Now it's not about how high. I'm just really trying to drop my hip forward, my right hip forward, which increases the stretch on the front of my right leg. Now, why do I want this stretch? This is a big muscle, and when you sit all day, you shorten it. So you're going to hate this pose until you don't. And you get this is very different than the stretch you get in the previous version of Blaster. They're both great stretches. They're just slightly different. So you attack your body from different angles and you loosen it up by doing many poses. So back to time. So the first principle was the wet noodle. Second principle, I'm going to switch it up here. Uh, Passive tension over time. So I said 2 minutes was the low side before. 2 minutes is enough for you to sort of breathe your way into relaxation. So you get yourself into a little bit of discomfort. Alexa, stop. And then you breathe to let your system know it's okay and your muscles relax. So I'm going to come out of the pose here. Going to switch. All right. Alexa, 3-minute timer. Passive tension over time, 2 to 5 minutes. So 2 minutes again is the minimum to really get going. Now, in a stretch like this, 2 minutes is good because this is really targeting one muscle, mostly here. You can get some other stretch, but this is where the big stretch is. And so if you sort of relax your hip You drop your hip forward. It makes the stretch even bigger here. And then I'm going to actually elevate a little bit more. And then just drop my hip forward. And now I'm getting a huge pull on my left front. It's great. Again, we said all day long, these muscles get short. So what happens if they're short? Well, you stand up, you need to pull them. They're pulling you forward, which is going to give you pain in your lower back. So this pose is great for your lower back and also the front of your leg. Typically, pain on one side is likely a deficiency on the opposite side. For example, if you can't arch your back, probably tightness in your chest. Assuming not something like spine damage. Move my body around a little bit to sort of change and also focus the stretch. Well, that's not very stable at all. I probably need to use a bench. I'm not used to getting up that high on this one. I've been doing a lot of hip flexor stretching of recent, including this one. Okay, Alexa, stop. All right. All right. On to number three. I'm going to stop it. It's going to be easier.